the next talk, I'd like to invite our next chairperson, Dr. Anil sir. So kindly come and chair the session. I'd like to invite the speaker for the next talk, Dr. Pankaj Verma, sir, please.
Dr. Pankaj Verma, let me introduce Dr. Pankaj Verma. Before you formally introduce him, Dr. Pankaj Verma is a PG from All India Institute of Medical Sciences, and he is right now a very prominent physician over here in Rajasthan Hospital, Jaipur. Please read out his own.
Welcome. Dr. Pankaj Verma sir is consultant physician and head of the Department of Integrative Medicine, Rajasthan Hospital, Jaipur. He did his MBBS from AIIMS, Delhi and MD Medicine from PGI, Chandigarh. He has a fellowship in diabetes, PGC rheumatology, Masters in Psychotherapy and Counseling, BLS and ACLS certified, AUTLS and BECC Critical Care Ultrasound instructor. He was ex-assistant professor, Mahatma Gandhi Medical College and Government Medical College, Kota. He was ex-consultant physician at CK Birla Hospital, Jaipur. We welcome you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. I have removed my mask to avoid stage-induced mask dermatitis. Thank you, everyone. I am presenting a bit odd topic for this conference, but I would like to try to make it relevant for all these esteemed dermatologists. So we heard this term. How many of you heard this term, leaky gut syndrome? Leaky gut syndrome. Anybody? Any young dermatologist? Okay. So since we are discussing here many causes of contact dermatitis, we try to blame so many things for contact dermatitis, including our genetics, our exposure, our occupation. So there is one more important and relevant thing I need to point out, that is your gut. And your gut is almost a different world, a new world within your own world. So let's discuss. Next. Oh, okay. So what is leaky gut syndrome? Leaky gut syndrome is a rapidly growing condition, and millions of people are struggling with it and don't even know about it. So we think that leaky gut syndrome affects only the digestive system, but it's not like that. It can cause multiple symptoms, include various organs, including chronic fatigue, thyroid, autoimmune disorders, and slow metabolism, joint pain, arthritis, and dermatitis also. So what is the permeable gut? So as a doctors and medical doctors, we use mostly like leaky gut or gut dysbiosis, or we say inflamed digestive tract, but the commonly used term is the leaky gut syndrome. So are we only human? As a human being, we are having 60 trillion cells in our body, and we have 180, almost 3 to 5 times of our own total cells is actually our microbiota. So we are having more than 1,000 species in the gut. We are having 10 to the power 14 bacteria, including virus and fungi. So how is gut permeability is regulated? So it's a great symphony of so many things. So it's a food content that we have, it's a mucus, it's a microbiota, enterocyte, and a junctional complex that act as a barrier to prevent anything passes directly through the bloodstream. So what is gut permeability? If we discuss, in a healthy digestive tract, we have a closed, healthy enterocytes with good villi. Then we have a junctional complex which keeps the mucosal barrier intact. And this barrier prevents the large molecules and germs passing through the bowel into the bloodstream. What happens in case of inflamed or unhealthy permeable gut lining? So there is a excessive inflammation in the cells and epithelium. The undigested food particles may pass through the gaps. Yes, the immune system may react to it. As we all know, the immune system, our gut immune system play a great role in defining our immunity. Especially in COVID times also, we have seen the stage 1 of the COVID is actually in the gut. The cytokine release happens first time in the gut, and then through the gut-lung axis, it releases the second cytokine level in the lungs, which cause primary symptoms of the lungs. So leaky gut, there is often ongoing issue and frequently undiagnosed. So what is leaky gut syndrome? We have discussed it. So what happens when the leaky gut? There is the normally things which we can't pass through the gut, it pass through the gut to the bloodstream. like protein, like gluten, bad bacteria, undigested food particles, toxic waste like leak from the intestine into the bloodstream, which is cause a immune reaction. So what happens in case of increased intestinal permeability due to the poor dietary choices, the stress, the chronic stress and emotions, infection, toxic exposure, systemic diseases, low acid, they are now a habit, including as a physician, we have seen so many cases, patients who are actually having PPIs for last 10 years, 20 years. So that is caused so decreased acid level in your body, which lead to more issue in the gut. Chronic use of antibiotics, chronic use of steroids that we have seen in the COVID times also. So all these lead to altered intestine permeability, which lead to more food intolerance, more dermatitis, more contact dermatitis, which leads to malnutrition, which can lead to gut dysbiosis, and which lead to toxic overload. Ultimately, overall, all these things lead to systemic endotoxemia, and which can precipitate autoimmunity by producing more chances of molecular mimicry, and by having more antigens in the blood than we expected. So what causes leaky gut? It's a chronic inflammation, nutritional deficiencies, fatty acid deficiencies, higher intake of commonly aggravating foods, and the chronic stress. Another thing is like abnormal parasites, yeast infection, pathogenic bacteria can also cause leaky gut. So what are the symptoms? We have seen, most common symptom we have seen is like digestive. Burning sensation, diarrhea, vomiting, nausea, chronic fatigue is very, very common symptom. What I have to tell you, like any patient who is having more than one allergy, having multiple allergies, if somebody had done the blood test or the food allergy test, and we are seeing there's so many toxins and he is having 3+ or 4+ allergy, that means something is problematic in the gut. It means that they are passing more than expected antigens to the blood. That's why the allergy is coming with the various and more than 2 or 3 allergens that we expected. Normally, we all have some kind of allergies, but normally it is limited to 1 to 2. But if somebody is having allergies to food, almonds, peanuts, walnut, cow milk, chicken, non-veg, eggs, it means that is part of leaky gut syndrome. Mind it. So our focus today is limited to skin disorder. We're going to focus on that. So what is gut inflammation, systemic diseases? So we have seen the microbiome influence extend beyond the gut, and the short-chain fatty acid, which is a byproduct of the intestinal flora, they play a very important role in preventing inflammation. They act as an anti-inflammatory. So if there is a gut dysbiosis, it can lead to more metabolic, neurodegenerative and neoplastic diseases. Similarly, altered gut flora can also lead to over-regulatory T cells, thereby contributing to the development of autoimmune disorders also. So what is gut-skin axis? If we see, there is a skin homeostasis. We see the gut microbiome, and there is a gut-skin allostasis. If there is a gut microbiome is disturbed, then it may lead to skin dyshomeostasis, and which can lead to multiple kind of problem, including psoriasis, atopic dermatitis, eczema, more sensitivity to contact dermatitis and acne. So what is how the gut skin interact? In case of disturbed intestinal barriers, intestinal bacteria as well as intestinal microbiota, metabolite have been reported to access skin via bloodstream, and even DNA of intestinal bacteria was found in case of psoriasis patient. The gut microbiome play important role. Again, the short-chain fatty acid like propanic acid, acetate, butyric acid, they believe to play a pivotal role in determining the predominance of certain skin microbiome profile, which can subsequently affect your cutaneous immune defense mechanism. We are focusing today on the contact dermatitis. Even it can modulate the contact sensitivity also. The gut microbiome has shown to support restoration of skin homeostasis after ultraviolet UV ray exposure. In one study, even 10 days supplementation of probiotic Lactobacillus johnsoni in mice, it prevent them against UV-induced contact hypersensitivity. Similarly, again in 54 Hadley volunteers, it prevented UV radiation exposure related contact dermatitis. Gut and immunity. We know that Th17 play a very important role in various skin disorders. Even now we have molecules which are targeting Th17 cells, which are used in case of dermatitis, psoriatic dermatitis, dermatitic herpetiformis, celiac diseases. So these molecules, again, Th17 cells are found both in gut and in case of skin. They are abundant in case of skin and gut. So they may contribute to inflammatory dermatosis, including psoriasis, Behçet diseases, and contact hypersensitivity. We all know the hygiene theory about the atopic dermatitis. We have seen that there is a huge, tremendous rise in the case of eczema cases in young children in case of Western world. So there was one hygiene theory which said since there is less exposure of the allergens in your childhood, then it can lead to more allergy in your young when you are young. So, but that will not explain all kind of occurrence of atopic dermatitis. There is one more theory of diet microbiome theory, which explains the occurrence of atopic dermatitis in Western world. What it says, the increased prevalence of allergic disease stems from less robust state of immune homeostasis, rather than over response to innocuous environmental cues. It means atopic dermatitis case that we are seeing on the rise is not actually due to the hyperimmune response. It is actually the lack of proper immune response from the gut, which lead to more allergens in case of children. According to this theory, the gut microbiome contribution to immune suppression is impaired by typical Western diet. As we know, the Western diet is having low fiber and high fat content, which cause the increase in pro-inflammatory cytokine and decrease in anti-inflammatory cytokine. So the last slide, reduced local and systematic immune tolerance resulting from the altered gut microbiome may help explain the observed rise of both autoimmune and atopic disease observed in the Western world. We have seen cow milk allergy and atopic dermatitis, they are also linked. There are so many cases of cow milk allergy and atopic dermatitis. We can study the leaky gut syndrome by studying how much lactose to rhamnose excretion ratio in children. In case of cow milk allergy and atopic dermatitis, there's a higher level of end products indicating greater intestinal permeability compared to children with only atopic dermatitis. So what causes leaky gut and how to fix it? So there are 4 steps involving the leaky gut. First of all, remove foods and factors that damages the gut. Since we are seeing the more of junk food, more of dairy, lactose allergens, the gluten allergens, some people are more sensitive to that. We know in India only 1% is gluten sensitivity according to the data, but the gluten intolerance is actually up to 10 to 30% in India also. Replace with healing foods, repair with specific supplement, and rebalance with probiotic. So how to modulate your gut microbiota to prevent skin disorders? So there are many studies which are going on, and there are some successful trial where we are given probiotics to the patient of various skin disorders, including acne, psoriasis, atopic dermatitis, and contact dermatitis. And there is a significant response to the probiotic regimen given to the selected patients. Just like LTA, a cell wall compound of lactobacillus, is known for its anti-inflammatory properties. And when it was given to the patient, it has decreased the severity of UV-induced contact dermatitis, and it is also having anti-aging effect on your skin. It can also change the elasticity and of the skin and lead to increased hydration of the skin. So these are just a glimpse of this. Basically, since we are focusing on the contact dermatitis, if we are focusing on gut also, we can add on some probiotic. We can modify the diet of the patient to prevent their further aggravation or activity towards the contact dermatitis, and more of the cases of acne and psoriasis, we can use probiotics as an add-on therapy along with the conventional therapy. Thank you.
Sir, thank you for such an informative talk. I also thank our chairperson, Dr. Anil sir, for chairing this session.